Well, hello. I realize I haven't really been online on Facebook with my points of origins posts, and I'm going to send this to that audience and also to my students at Grace Christian School. I thought I'd weigh in on the science side of the corona thing. Uh, the T-shirt here from the school uh, has a really nice phrase on it, but wearing this last week, I felt it was not prudent because there are some things we're really trying not to pass on, and the coronavirus, of course, is the main thing. Um, I wanted to weigh in a little bit of science here, and we're all familiar with the coronavirus electron micrographs and computer colorized things of it. But some of the interesting ways they're planning on dealing with this. For instance, you could uh, use uh, bacteria to make antibodies faster than the human body could. Another thing that another company is thinking of doing, Moderna, is to make a messenger RNA vaccine where you inject someone with messenger RNA that would go into all of their cells and instruct their cells to make just single proteins that are identical to the proteins that are in the coronavirus. And then your body would make the antibodies. The RNA would tell the cells, hey, make this protein. Those proteins would then prod the immune system to make protective antibodies. And the body would do the work. The body would make its own vaccine. Pretty cool idea. But these are all experimental, theoretical ideas that they're working on. But I mean, they're not tried and proven yet. Um, Another possibility, they said, was a protein that would actually wrap itself around the little spikes that you see by which the virus infects human cells. It would wrap itself around these spikes. See, these spikes are important proteins that stick out of the virus particle, and they would be great targets for antibodies to find and attack. But those spikes keep mutating so fast, they keep shape shifting. And so if you actually put some kind of a protein clamp on them, they couldn't shape shift. And so in that case, they would now become not a moving target for the immune system and the antibodies, but a still target. And so that's a great idea too. Now, everybody by this time has seen this guy Fauci on TV, and he was saying if the outbreak gets bad enough, then they'll try some of these experimental ideas, even though they haven't been fully tested yet, if we get desperate. And of course, that could happen. Depends, and the jury's still out on that. Now, what they're doing scientifically is great. I mean, this social distancing thing, you see, think of the virus as something that needs a bridge to get from one island to another island, and the islands are people. And the virus has to get on the bridge, go across the bridge, get out to the other side, and get off the bridge. It's like those bridges that join the islands we call the Florida Keys together. And the little viruses are like cars on those bridges. They need bridges. The virus needs a vector, needs a bridge to get from one island to another. Unfortunately, not only are the people the islands, the people are the bridges. So if we just close the bridges, don't let it get on the bridge, then it can't go from person to person. Somebody said to me, oh, well, I guess you're afraid of this thing. I said, well, no, I'm not really afraid of it, but I do respect it. I do respect the coronavirus, just like I would respect a rattlesnake sitting on the ground. I mean, I'm not afraid of it unless I am dumb enough to grab it, pick it up, and play with this snake. So I'm taking it seriously, and as we all should, mostly because even if it doesn't hurt you, you could be a bridge. You could be a vector to get the virus from one place to another. Virus just laying on a tabletop isn't going to be able to do anything. It can't go anywhere. It can't do anything. It can't even reproduce unless it can get inside a human body and make that body's cells reproduce for it. They need human cells to make new virus particles. Once they're in the body and they can commandeer the cell's own protein synthesis machinery, then it can get the cell to make many, many, many thousands of more viral particles. Biologists aren't even sure to classify viruses as living things or not, because they're not made out of cells and they are not capable of reproducing on their own. Well, at any rate, that's a little bit of a science thingy here, but a little bit of the evolution thing. Evolutionists believe that viruses and funguses and bacteria can endlessly mutate to become immune to medicines, or the medicines that become ineffective. But they're not able to endlessly mutate. If we were to hit any pathogen, any germ, any micro thing that causes diseases with many different kinds of vaccines at once, no matter how many different kinds of individuals are in that pathogen population that have immunity to this or that or the other, they probably wouldn't be able to have immunity to this and that and the other. So a cocktail of antiviral or antibiotics or antifungals would be what you really should do. Not be afraid to use them, thinking that you're just going to spur evolution to do the magic to turn the pathogen into some super germ. There's the evolution and creation thing, where you actually have a different viewpoint, a different way of looking at the problem. And the creationist view is used when they know it's serious. They'll use several different kinds of antibiotics on bacteria when they're really serious, like someone's in a nursing home and their immune system's very weak. They'll just fill them with all different kinds of antibiotics so that no germ can withstand them, and it won't be immune to all of them. Now, the problem is we don't have any antivirals at this point that work on the coronavirus. But just go ahead and follow the safety rules that are out there. This too shall pass, and the whole effort is just not to pass it on to anyone else. Remember, keep thinking and keep praying. They both have always gone together. God bless. And I'll give you some more on my website on Points of Origins on Facebook. We'll start doing the creation evolution news flashes again. God bless. Bye bye. Dr. J.